kids? Sideshow here. Nathan, if you're polite. Um, yeah, today I want to talk about something that really changed my life. It was something that I figured out, I think, in my mid 20s or so, and it took a pretty good slap in the face to figure it out. And that lesson is that words hurt. I used to be of the philosophy that freedom of speech. I can't help how you feel as a result of my speech. Therefore, it shouldn't stop me from saying it. And there's something that made me stop, especially with derogatory language. Uh, Bitch, nigger, midget, faggot, all of the derogatory language. I'm sure I'll probably have to bleep those out. Maybe, I don't know. Um, yeah, stuff like that. Words hurt, and it's your responsibility to not spread the hurt. It's a personal responsibility, I believe, that should keep you from doing such things. And I'll explain how I came to this conclusion. Um, it's not a matter of free speech. Your disturbing language, when it comes down to the music that you're listening to, loud enough to be heard by others, and yeah, the conversations that you have, loud enough to be heard by others, and definitely the words that you use to others. Um, yeah, all that comes into play. Um, and the thing that really sold it, that really drove that lesson home for me, was when I was a kid. I met this guy. I won't name him, but the day I met him was the day he died. And the reason that he died, it was a suicide, but there's usually a reason for a suicide. It's not just that they don't want to live anymore. Um, yeah, the reason was this guy had grown up, I believe, the wrestling coach's son in a small town. And any of you that have ever lived in small towns know that the wrestling coach is a real position, and the guy holding that job usually have some common traits. Um, and in this particular case, he grew up the son of the wrestling coach. Um, yeah, he grew up in a situation where, gay meant dumb or bad. Gay meant bad. Don't do that. That's gay. Wouldn't it be gay if this happened or something? Well, no. If it was gay, it would actually be quite a bit better. I much enjoy my time with the gay folk, doing gay things. Well, not gay things. I'm heterosexual, but um, doing things that can often be connotated as gay, craft work or thrift shopping or dancing, any of the gay things that are not a gay act. Um, yeah. That word, perfect example of derogatory language that needs to go. Um, it's not just freedom of speech. That's only half the equation. Anyway, this guy I met, he was the coach's son, grew up in a small town, gay this, gay that, and that gay, you little faggot, what are you doing dressing that way, things like that. This is the crap that he grew up with. And what it did was develop this atmosphere of hating that which was considered gay. Um, and the the reason that this is important to the story is that, well, it turns out he might have been a little gay. Um, and self-hating by that point because of it. Well, I believe that he didn't figure out that he was gay until just that night. You see, I had another friend who kind of connected to this story, was in the closet for his gayness, and that's a terrible place to be. And I hope that no one finds himself there in these days, these modern times. But um, my friend was in the closet, and I feel awful and horrible uh, the way we treated him, because even though we were his friends, we always thought, well, we'll be his friend. We all knew he was gay, but we'll be his friend as long as he stays in the closet. As long as we don't have to talk about it, everything is fine, and we'll still be his friend. And that's a fucked up place to be, uh, from either perspective. But anyway, this friend had this fantasy about the first guy that we're talking about, the guy who killed himself. He was always a straight man and considered out of range for the other kid. Um, we'll call the guy that killed himself Kid A, and the guy that was in the closet is Kid B. Well, Kid B had always had this fantasy about Kid A. That one day they would be together and that everything would be great and they would be happy. And one day at a party, Kid B, I'm pretty sure it all happened in a closed off room. Um, but I'm pretty sure what happened is Kid B blew Kid A, and Kid A realized that he liked it. He was a little gay, or at the very least a little gay. And Kid B was super ecstatic because he thought that he was going to be starting a relationship with Kid A. Well, what actually happened was that Kid A's mind couldn't handle the shock of self realization and self actuation. In this case, he'd actually committed a gay act, and his brain never came to terms with it. He'd all had all that nonsense and all those words built up in his soul from his whole life. And what happened? He punched Kid B in the face. He fucking started tearing shit apart in the apartment where the party was. Tore everything apart through the stereo, and then he screams obscenities, and he's flowing tears. Tears are just going the whole time, and he walks out the house, gets onto his motorcycle, and drives headfirst into oncoming interstate traffic. That was the day I met the kid. He was a real nice fellow, kind of a jock. Um, but yeah, I thought a lot about it. I thought a lot about it, and not to mention, Kid B was inconsolable. Inconsolable. I mean, imagine your crush does that right after you have some sort of a connection with them. That's gotta that's gotta just fuck you up. But yeah, it showed me, yeah, that this guy hated himself. He probably didn't even hate homosexuals, or well, he wouldn't have if he hadn't have been taught and shown to by the language that he grew up with. He thought his dad, because he used that language, wouldn't accept uh, these things about him, or his whole family or anything like that. He'd rather die than deal with his situation, and his situation wasn't that bad. So what? He found out he was a little gay. Well, at the very least, a little gay. He might have been full blown. Um, but yeah, the self hate had been built in by the language he grew up with. And that's a hard friggin' fact. That kid would still be alive if we didn't use the language that we used, I feel. Um, yeah, derogatory language, specifically and definitely derogatory language, needs to stop. Um, yeah, it's about personal responsibility. It's about doing your bit. Um, yeah, help make this world a better place, not a place where people grow up to not understand concepts and hate themselves because they are what they think they hate. Um, yeah, derogatory language, bitch, midget, fuck, nigger. All those words need to just get dropped from the lexicon of our speech. Um, no more in the vernacular. No more anywhere where people are speaking. Those words should not be. Um, I don't care if you are one of the terms that you're using. Well, nobody is the term that they're using. but the term that, or the people that those terms are applied to. If you are one of those people that the term is applied to, I don't think that gives you the right to use the term uh, when you're talking to your buddies or amongst your friends, because some other kid might be walking by and hear that, and it might confuse them later on when maybe they find out they are one of your buddies. Um, yeah, it's just going to confuse things. Words do hurt. They cause real pain, and ultimately, it costs lives sometimes, like in this specific story. So yeah, lesson of the day: words hurt. Um, your obscene language in your music doesn't just bother people; it hurts some of them. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about obscenity and expletive use. Um, just not situations where it hurts people. And it is a very real fact that they do sometimes. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Um, as usual, like, subscribe. Somebody leave some comments. Nobody comments on my page. Yeah, let's get some comments going there. But yeah, hope this helps. And yeah, keep your stick on the ice.